Today I am grappling Jamie, who is 6'3" and weighs over 200 pounds, which is an BJJ heavyweight. Jamie is a former rugby player, so he's really tough. After watching, you'll know tips for grappling big boys, which is especially useful if you're a smaller jiu-jitsu player or training jiu-jitsu for self-defense. Today's challenge is positional sparring, which means fighting from a key jiu-jitsu position. So here I start from inside Jamie's close guard, which means I'm fighting to pass Jamie's ultra heavy ass legs. I post on Jamie's armpits. So posting on your opponent's armpits helps control their hips, which helps you defend against getting armbarred and choked from guard. Jamie threatens a sweep by grabbing my ankle as I work to open his guard and throw his long legs over to pass his guard. Here's a key tip for you. Anytime somebody has a controlling grip on you, address it. Here I defend the grip on my knee pit by sprawling my leg back. The only thing that's keeping me from passing now is that top leg, so I step over it to advance to the half guard safety position. I work to get a reverse underhook from the half guard safety position, and Jamie defends or tries to defend by underhooking my left arm. Pop quiz, you'll know this if you watched the last video. When your head is below their arm, which submission do you have? Yes, you have an opening to go for an arm triangle choke, aka the head and arm choke. In order to advance from half guard, you have to free your leg from between theirs. So to do this, tripod up and use your free leg to push down on their legs as you force mount. Here are 2 tips to finish more arm triangles. A common problem is people can't get a good position to get a blood choke after securing the head and arm. Ensure you're getting a blood choke by ensuring there is no slack and you're blocking their far side artery with your bicep. Pull out the slack using that gable grip or use kipping. To be honest, this was never a problem for me because I have short arms in comparison to the typical size of head and arm I'm choking, but if you have long arms, this tip is for you. This second tip was a problem for me when I was first doing this move live. Don't focus on pushing into their arm to finish. Focus on getting as flat as possible so you're pushing their shoulder into their neck, not their arm. It should be called the head and shoulder choke instead of the head and arm, because if you think arm, you're gonna get it wrong. Head and shoulder choke, like you're solving dandruff with chokes instead of shampoo. Subscribe to my YouTube for more jokes that'll make your grandpa slap his knee. Jamie taps to the arm triangle choke, so this is a submission due to head and arm or arm triangle. When they pull up, they give me loose. Yeah, jump out, boys. That's Nike boys. I've been our ghost. This shit way too big. When we pull up, give me the loot. What's off the Remy? Had a back post. Since we're doing positional sparring, we start again from guard, except this time we switch positions, so Jamie is now inside my close guard. To break a big person's posture, keep your legs straight and bring them up in order to break their posture. Jamie posts on my biceps, so I put my arms up over my head and hope he follows to set up an arm bar. I shift my weight back to make it more difficult for Jamie to get the knee in pass because it off balances him. You see I'm smiling here because in jiu-jitsu, it's fun to be a pain in the ass. Comment down below if you agree. Now Jamie tries to stand up and tries to underhook my leg to throw my leg over in order to pass my guard. And at that moment, one of his arms is outside of my legs and one of his arms is inside of my legs. And he is not fully standing up. So if I can control and break his posture, this means Triangle City for Jamie and Triangle City for you as well, if you can recognize this, so you can defend it and also do it. This is the key moment that will help you get more triangles on bigger, stronger people. This tip comes from wrestling. Don't grab their neck to control posture, grab the back of their head because this breaks them down by compromising their spine. Then use your legs to close your guard around their neck and arm to control their posture until you can transition to a triangle choke. Work to create the angle so you're getting a triangle choke at the same time as threatening arm bars and kimuras, so your opponent has to think about things other than breaking the guard around the neck and arm by unlocking your legs. For the night, 767, man, this shit got double bedroom, man. I still got scores to settle, man. I crept down the block, made a right, cut the lights, made a price,
this thick and sweet. It's on sight. Nothing nice. Vegas, my ice.
Jamie postures up to defend, which is a great defense to getting triangled, but having my feet crossed means that I still control his upper body using my entire body. I wait for the time when his posture is broken and he's not actively trying to posture up to transition to grab my shin and lock up the triangle. Going for arm bars here really helped because it distracted him.
What I like, that's what we like. Lost my respect. You're not a threat. When I shoot my shot, that shit wetty like I'm Shaq.
Whoops, I honestly didn't feel that first tap, so sorry about that. So here we have a submission by triangle. At this point, I asked him if he tapped because I wasn't sure if I felt a tap since we'd been training slap jiu-jitsu previously.
Back on the road, they jumping up, no parachute. Yeah, shorty in the back, she say she working on the glutes. Yeah, ain't got a book, yeah, it's how it look, yeah. Got a check, yeah, just check the foots, yeah. Pass this to my daughter, I'ma show her what it took. Baby mama cover fours, got these other bitches shook, yeah.
We start positional sparring again with me inside Jamie's closed guard, and by looking at these two and their lack of situational awareness and how far they traveled from the center of the mat, like I know these guys are either gonna kick and break my equipment or mess up the shot. So I stop for a second to physically remove them.
Raindrops, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot bar.
I mean, there's the entire space over there for them to frolic.
Bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas are savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too. My bitch is bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas are savage, ruthless.
Thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed. It feels like a big hug for making these videos. And yep, that's the end of the round. I'll replay the round without any edits so you can see everything in real time. And I'll see you at the end of the video.
Make this here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose. Yeah, jump out, boys. That's Nike boys hopping our goose. This shit way too big. When we pull up, give me the loot. Was off the Remy, had a back boost. Had to hit my old down, to duck the news. 2-4-hour lockdown, we made no moves. Now it's 4 a.m. and I'm back up popping with the crew. I just landed in Chase B mixes pop like Jamba Joe's. Different color chains, see my jeweler really selling fruits. And they joking, man, know the crackers wish it was a no. Someone said, lay up the keys. Someone said, this shit way too formal, y'all know I don't follow suit. Stacy Dash, most of these girls ain't got a clue. All of these hoes I made off records I produce. I might take all my exes and put them all in a group. Hit my essays, I need the booch. About to turn this function into final room. Told her I been, you coming too. In the 305, bitches treat me like I'm Uncle Luke. Had to slot the top off, it's just a roof. She said, where we going? And I said, the moon. We ain't even make it to the room. She thought it was the ocean, it's just a pool. Now I gotta open, it's just a ghost. Who put this shit together? I'm the glue. Someone said, shorty face got me out the blue. Someone said, motherfucker, someone said. Astro. Yeah. Hey. She's in love with who I am. Back in high school, I used to bust it to the dance. Now
I just want you to know that you're doing great. If you feel like you are just getting completely beat up and maybe you're getting like a lot of small injuries here and there, try to remember that training, if you're sustaining a lot of small injuries and you're a smaller player, just know that you want to be able to train because you want to get better at moves, not with the intention of winning. The intention of winning is for competition. The intention of learning is for training. If you are sustaining a lot of injuries and if you notice your mentality during rolling is you amp it up to 110% when your training partner is about to get something, then you're going a little bit too hard. And some people, may disagree, but your body will tell you how much loading is too much. If you're anything like me, I like training a lot. And in order for my body to handle training a lot with bigger people, I need to train at 50 to 60% intensity. And if they get something, good for them. And if they get a top position, they got a top position. I'll just work from the bottom. It's no big deal to quote unquote get submitted, and it's no big deal to get submissions. Looking at everything from a very unemotional, calm viewpoint is what makes training sustainable. Looking at things from oh no, you're not going to get that on me, or I'm going to make sure I submit you, or oh my God, that person submitted me, I'm so embarrassed. That type of mentality is the mentality that gets people injured, because then they train because they're afraid to lose, not because they're exploring things and, they make a mistake and they laugh it off. And if you approach it with an attitude of fun and exploration without all the shame that can come from getting submitted hundreds of thousands of times while you're learning, then you'll make it further and it'll be a more enjoyable process. But this is extremely hard to do. I mean, my first year or two of jiu-jitsu, I was, there were some shower tears, I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? So try not to beat yourself up. Know that you're doing great. And just showing up is all that matters, especially on those days where you don't feel like going. So I'm here to say that even if it feels like, there might be times where you don't believe in yourself, just know I believe in you. You got this. Just keep on training, keep on having good thoughts, and just show up and it'll happen. Things will happen. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and commenting and liking. I appreciate it so much. And until next time, bye.
Me out like a light, hey, like a light, hey, like a light, hey, slept through the flight, hey, not for the night, hey, 767, man, this shit got double bedroom, man, I still got scores to settle, man, I crept down the block,